Hey guys, thought this was worth showing because some of you might not be ready to start working on your hide right away. Um, Maybe you're gonna store your hide over winter and maybe get to it in the spring where it's warmer and this whole process goes a little faster. You have to consider a way to store them in the meantime, and the best way to do that really is just to freeze your hide. Throw it in a garbage bag, throw it in the freezer. If it's a cold winter, if you live in a colder climate, just leave it outside where it'll stay frozen. Just so no animals get to it. And then you're good. You can freeze a hide forever. And that's really the easiest option. I don't really have that option because last year was mild. Right now it's been pretty mild. It was actually just raining out a second ago. And, so leaving them outside over winter really is an option. My hides will probably rot. So my next best option would be to salt my hides. So a couple of things to really keep in mind when you're salting hides. First of all, you're not really trying to dehydrate the hide. You're not trying to dry it out and turn it into beef jerky. What you're really doing is you're going to pickle your hide, you're going to salt it, and then you're going to put it in some type of airtight container. I use a 5-gallon bucket. You can use a garbage bag and wrap it up tight and put it somewhere cool where it's not going to dry out. That's the most important thing. When you're salting hides, you're not trying to dry them out. See, what happens is if you turn that hide, if you salt the heck out of that hide and leave it outside where the air gets to it and it dries out, it's going to be almost impossible to get that hair off in later stages. I've already done it. The epidermis layer that holds that hair in, it just locks to that hide. And, you're just going to have a heck of a time, and you're probably not going to want to try anymore to get the hair off. So the best thing to do is kind of suspend it in the state it's in right now. The closest to it was originally when you took it off the animal. And the best way to do that is to salt it and put it in some type of airtight container. And you could leave it in that container for, in a cool place for several years, and if you wanted to, and you can get away with it. So that's what I'm going to do here right now. I'm going to salt the hides and show you how I do that. I figured it'd probably be worthwhile because some of you might need to do this too. If you don't want to do any of this, if you don't want to salt your hide, if you don't want to go through the hassle, don't worry about it. If you know you're going to get to this hide in a couple weeks, it's cold out, throw it in some type of airtight container in your cellar or somewhere cool, and get to it then. It'll be all right. But if you're going to store these for any amount of time, it's best to salt them. This is the salt I'll be using. It's American Stockman salt I get at Tractor Supply. It's like $6 for 50 pounds. So that's what I use for my hides. Super cheap, super easy. Most important thing to do is get salt on every area of the hide, all around in the corners where the hide might fold over on itself. Just everywhere there's skin, you want to get some salt on it. So most of these hides have been salted already, but a couple of them got wet from the condensation in my shed. I just have to go over them and put a little bit more salt. I'll show you how to do it. You don't need to go skimpy on this either. You just a good couple of handfuls. Get it everywhere. All in the hide. Like I said, most of these have been salted already. Just a couple spots I want to hit. And that's ready. Now all you'd have to do, fold it over on itself, wrap it up like a bundle, get yourself a garbage bag. Now I'll try to get it in there. Do that. Wrap it up really good, get all the air out of it if you can. And I just use a 5-gallon bucket. then you're good. You store this somewhere cold, it should last a long time.